Hello, this is the latest episode of Freedom is in Inkululeko. I wanted to talk about two stories about Stokvels that I read about a couple of weeks back. One of the first story rather was about a community of people who came together, started saving about, I think the minimum was around 5,000 rands monthly. And then once they had raised, the story was about them having managed to raise their first 5 million rands, and from this they were planning to buy their first piece of property, which they were then planning to develop, build units on the piece of property, on the piece of land, and then use that to and then sell those units. And then each member would get a share of the profits depending on their contributions to the Stokvel when the units were sold. And I thought this was just the most brilliant story because it's indicated to me that people could lift themselves out of poverty without any government assistance, as long as they had two things in place. First was income, and then the second thing was know-how. Because how the Stokvel got started was that someone who had experience as a property investor or in the property market went to people who were in the lower middle classes, nurses, teachers, and such, and said to them, "Okay, hey guys, we can do this. We can put our income together. We can save. We can buy plots of land. We can develop them, and we can start making some income for ourselves by developing these pieces of land." And then this person would help them identify the properties to buy. And I thought it was just, and each party benefits because the person who told them about this idea gets to be able to apply their skill as a property investor by leveraging the capital of the entire membership, and they get to find out about which properties are good investments from this guy. And it's a very collaborative venture. And I thought it was just the most brilliant story because it showed what individuals can do without any outside help, without any redistributive measures, just acting in their own, working together, as long as they had some form of income, no matter how small the income starts out as long as they can take some of it, save it, and build towards something bigger, which I thought is a great story for South Africa, a great story overall, and it's just something that shows that hope is not lost as long as individuals are free to act, are free to accept whatever job they want to accept, no matter how little the income might start out as. And then the second story about the Stokvel that I wanted to talk about was this Stokvel, which I think it was in some township somewhere in South Africa. I forget exactly where, but these people were getting together, putting their resources together, and building the members' houses. Now, instead of building houses and then selling them, these guys were actually building the members of the Stokvel houses. It's basically people who didn't have the kind of accommodation, had to rely on informal sort of shacks and things like that. They were getting together, putting their income, and then building each member a house slowly but surely, one by one, using the Stokvel model. And there also you see the two elements that were present in the first case. You had income and you had know-how. You had a little bit of income in this, even smaller in the second case, a small little bit of income, but enough people, then you get some sort of scale working there because you had a whole lot of people. And then the second element was that you needed to have now know-how because these people were actually building the houses themselves, which means that you needed to have know-how within the group, people who had the skills of bricklaying, of doing all of these things, of laying foundations, of doing wiring for houses, and so on and so on. And now this, I would bet my bottom dollar that you go to any township in South Africa and these skills exist. Enough people have been doing this for themselves, building their own houses, and so on and so on. What is most severely lacking in the townships that you will go to is is the income. People just don't have enough income to start pulling their resources together. And and why is that? It's because they are prevented from taking certain types of jobs which would actually put them on the first rung of the income ladder. And so we see in these two cases that it seems that the key to develop people is not to levy even more taxes on other people and and pay maybe even 50 or more percentage of the redistributed income in terms of corruption, and then spend whatever is spent on doing some shoddy work, building someone a house or giving them an income or whatever it is. The key to developing people is to actually more freedom. Leave people alone, allow them to choose whatever job they want with whatever income they are able to get, and then these people naturally, without any coercion or any prompting from anyone, they will get together and solve their own problems, as these two cases of Stokvels indicate. Thank you and enjoy your Easter weekend. See you next week.